Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the Medela Freestyle Flex Pump. Super excited to review this pump for you guys. If you hear my monitor in the background, just pay no attention. My little guy is sleeping, but if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kimberly. I am a pumping mom. We just had our third boy, and I'm not exclusively pumping this time, but I like to review pumps, try pumps, and essentially just talk about breastfeeding. So please join us if you haven't subscribed already. So let's just jump into this review because I'm not sure how much longer my little guy will be sleeping, but this is what the pump looks like. It's not heavy at all. I do really like how it's made, and I like how it looks. This is just like the little lanyard. It's kind of odd how short this lanyard is, but I get it. It's just kind of supposed to be like a wristlet. So that does make sense. And there's the title on top. So this pump is supposed to replace the Freestyle, the original, and this is called the Freestyle Flex. So this pump replaces the original Freestyle. And Medela just released this, I want to say about a year ago at least. So I will have everything linked down below for you guys. I've been using this pump for the past like a month or so. This is the tubing here. You can use it double or pump on one side, and I've only been using it as a one-sider. Honestly, like, I really like this pump. I kind of thought that I wouldn't actually like it when I first started using it, but I do really like it. I will turn it on for you guys. This is what it looks like when it's on, and this is the sound level. I don't feel like I really don't feel like it's that loud. It does kind of make a funny noise when it's on a hard surface because it does vibrate pretty decently. So unfortunately, I can't actually show you what it does when it's off because it's a touch screen. But up here is just the counter for you. This is your stimulation mode, and then you just click it again once you have a letdown. And then the plus and the minus is increase suction, decrease suction. And this is also your pause button and your start button as well too. And then on the side here is your on and off button. So you just press that and then it turns off. So it's pretty simple to use. I feel like it's fairly quiet. It's easy to carry around because it does have the wristlet. Do I wish that it had the clip like the original Freestyle did? Yes, I do wish that it had that. The tubing, I really like it. It's just like the Medela Sonata tubing, and I really like that. It's really, you can easily hack this just by pulling this piece off, so you can use this pump with other parts. You can use it with older Medela parts or Spectra parts, whatever you like. You can hack this pump, which I do like. The parts look like this. I don't have all the parts on me right now because they are being washed, but these are what the parts look like. This is the membrane here in the back. It's a little bit wet because I just used them. It's not milk, it's just water. And so this is essentially like the duck bill, and this acts as the backflow protector. So this whole piece here is actually the backflow protector, and then the milk just flows down through there. And any flange can really fit into these connectors. The Medela ones obviously would, and so do the Pump and Pal flanges, which I really like. This is top heavy, which I'm not really too keen about, but I do like this more updated version of the parts. The Medela Sonata had some different parts that were really, really hard to open here. This, like, you'd almost break your hand every time you opened it. They fixed that, and I really like that. But it is heavy, so just bear in mind. But these don't come apart. In the old ones, this like tan piece would come apart from the yellow piece, but that's not the case. They just made this all one piece, which I like. The other thing is that they also fixed the issue where the other pieces you would tighten it, but the bottle would never get tight. if you spill these or if they topple over, a lot of milk does come out from this seam here. That's something to note. And like I said, it is top heavy, so that's just something to know. I also love how the tubing, let me get my thing here. The tubing connects right here in the back like that. I really like how it does that. So the older ones used to connect like out here, so a lot of your shirt would be like showing, where this is kind of keeping everything sort of nice and clean, for lack of better words. So I do really like that. I feel like that just makes it look a lot nicer. So the tubing here just gets inserted in the bottom of the pump here, and up here is the charging port. I do feel like it charges, at least mine does, it takes a while to actually charge. As for the battery life, it's about 2 to 3 hours, which isn't bad. But when I go to charge it, I do notice it does take a while to charge. I'm not sure if that's just mine or if that's a normal thing for the Freestyle Flex. I didn't notice anything about that in the manual, but either way, I do feel like the battery life is adequate, and you could definitely use this pump as an exclusively pumping pump. It does say in the manual that that's not necessarily what it's meant for, but it's a pump. I feel like it will definitely get the job done if you're looking for something on the go. As for how the suction is, I feel like this pump, Medela is definitely starting to get to the more vibration suction instead of the pull, but it does still have more of a pulling vibration. But also vibrate, if that makes sense. I feel like it's very close to the Sonata. If you've used the Sonata suction, it's very close to this, but just a little bit more on the vibration side, which I like. I feel like it stimulates me enough. As you guys know, I do really like the Spectra pump, and I do use that pump often, but it doesn't stimulate me as much as my Medela Sonata did, or the Freestyle, just because I do kind of need that pull. But it's different for everybody. Some people respond to the Spectra pump really, really well. A lot of people actually do. And a lot of people don't respond well to the pulling of pumps. And so it's all kind of personal preference. And so that's why when people ask me which pump do you suggest, I always suggest trying out like a pulling kind of pump or a Medela pump and the Spectra pump, and just to see which one stimulates you the best, because everybody's body is different. But I love it. I feel like it looks a lot sleeker. The price point is very expensive. I think it's in the at least $300 range, which I feel like is kind of ridiculous. You can get this pump through insurance. I think it might be an upgrade version. But you can get it on Aeroflow's website. I'll have that also linked down below. If it is an upgrade option and you are somebody who's on the go and you do really like the Medela suction or just Medela in general, I think you would really like this pump. I do really like the parts. I do use the parts. I haven't actually hacked this pump to use different parts, but I always hacked my other pumps to use Medela parts. So that was just one reason why I just never hacked this pump. But it is completely hackable. Like I said, you would just cut or take off this little thing here, and then this tubing could just go right in the back of a backflow protector. I definitely am not exclusively pumping like I was, but I do use this pump at least once a day, and I feel like it drains me fairly well. Since I am breastfeeding and pumping, I really don't have to pump that long, probably 10-15 minutes to really drain my breasts. I do feel like this pump does a really good job. I really like the parts. I think mine even came with the bag, which is pretty much exactly like the old Medela Freestyle bag that it came with. As for comparing it to the old Freestyle, I think it's much, much better. It's much sleeker, works better, it's gentler, it's a lot quieter. I do wish that they had kept the clip on the back. I think that would have made a world of difference too, because I did like the clip because you could just put it right on your pants. I love how they lengthened the tubing and also redid the parts for it. I think that's great. Medela really did a good job with this pump. The adapter isn't, or the charger is not a USB. It's that like newer one that like the iPhone has, which is a little annoying, but I feel like everything's kind of changing into that new charging port. So I feel like we're going to be seeing that with a lot of other pumps and just other electronics in general. So now I did want to just talk about like a couple things that I really didn't like about the pump. But I do want to say that I do really like this pump and I do use it daily, even though this is something I don't really like about the pump. As you can see, it does have the touch screen. In order to turn it on, you do have to press this button on the side. Now, I just want to note is that it is actually difficult to push this button on the side. Sometimes when I push it, it doesn't always turn on. It probably won't do it now because it knows it's on camera. But it's a hard button to push, especially when it's on and it's on a hard surface and it's kind of moving a little like this. And you're trying to, yeah, see now it's not turning on. And you're trying to turn it on. That button is just really hard to push. Another thing is that the touch screen, see, I just touched that button and it didn't register. I've noticed that that happens quite often with this pump. I noticed it a little bit in my Sonata, but not as much with this pump. I'll notice sometimes I will turn up the suction and I'm like, whoa, that's too much. And I'll try and turn it down and it like doesn't go right down because it didn't register my touch there. And so that's just something to note. I wasn't like too in love with that. It also is hard to see the screen when it's really bright out because the letters and the screen are both light. Like I think if this was black, it would just show up better. But then I understand why it's gray because it's kind of part of Medela's colors. So I do understand that, but it is hard to see the screen. Like if you're out and it's really bright and sunny out, it's hard to see what's going on. Obviously, like you sort of remember where everything is, but it's hard to see the countdown up here. And, you know, and if you're having trouble pushing the buttons, it can just kind of get a little frustrating. But that's just something I really didn't like about the pump is that it's kind of hard to press this button here. It doesn't always register, and the touch screen sometimes doesn't always register as well too. That being said, I do really like this pump. I think if you're interested in this pump, you should definitely check it out. I love how it'll just sort of fit in your purse. It's nice that it has this small lanyard, so it's not like a neck lanyard. I guess you could put this over your head if you had like a really small head, but it's really meant to be a wristlet, and it is definitely an on-the-go pump. So I do really like that feature. It's also very sleek. Yeah, if there are any other questions that you guys have about this pump, please comment down below. I would love to hear them, but I did really enjoy using this pump. I am planning to keep pumping with it in the mornings. I do have other pump reviews that I want to get out for you guys, but if you have been following me for a while, you do know that I was having a really cruddy past couple of weeks, and I was kind of on the verge of thinking about quitting YouTube, and I am gonna have probably another video about that soon, but I did really want to get this pump review out to you guys. But I will probably be taking a small break from YouTube just to, you know, kind of recharge my batteries and, you know, come back to everything fully refreshed. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's pump review, and I hope to see you guys soon in my next video.